don't get me wrong, like, I've always been the type of person to deal with my problems very much the same way. Like, you know, I've always, and some people used to say to me, oh, that's not healthy, that's not normal, like, you're supposed to talk to other people, you're supposed to, you know, and I never really understood that. Like, I always, because I think as men, sometimes we're like, we don't always have an emotional response to things. We have more of a logical, kind of critical thinking response to things, if you see what I mean. Whereas men and women are a little bit different in that regard. Like, sometimes a woman might react more emotionally to something, whereas a man might react more logically to it. You know, he might not have an emotional response to it. It might just, you know.
Yeah, well, I think females are more emotional, aren't they?
They are definitely different kind of
Maybe that's what natural for the baby or something, you know, for children, you know, because they're the mothers.
Yeah.
And they got to be more emotional.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we're just hardwired. We're just different, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hardwired different, aren't we? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making. I feel like even today I've made a few improvements here and there. I think it's just important to keep going.
Yeah.
That's what it is, I think, you know. Like, I mean, like, when I first went through my divorce, I was depressed for a number of years. And I kind of look back and I wish I wasn't. You know, I kind of like think that was a kind of waste of time in a kind of way, you know. Because it's just no good being depressed in life. Because it's like putting yourself in a box for a few years in a funny way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but I think like we have to. Depression is something that you kind of like shut yourself down for a number of years, and you kind of making progress on your own mind in a kind of way, you know. And like I say, I'm over my depressions now, you know, and I don't get depressed anymore. I simply have told myself, you know, because I mean, losing my family was a huge thing for me, you know, and it was like I said, I felt like taking my, you know, I didn't really like enjoying living anymore. Do you know what I mean? Every day, you know, like being so far away from my family and for a long, long time, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And you know, I sort of like I felt like I was just sort of like in a coffin for a number of years, you know. But now I've come out of that coffin, and I do not want to ever, ever spend another day in bed depressed, because it's really sort of like killing yourself.
Yeah.
In a kind of way. I can't explain it. It's no progress at all.
No.
A little bit because you're thinking, but I feel like because I went into deep depression last year, and anyone would if they lost their family, and I love my wife. I really did, and I tried my best with her, you know, and together for a long, long time. But it was all over for me, and that was really hard to take in for me.
Yeah.
Because like she was a very beautiful woman, had two beautiful children with her, and those two children loved me. You know, so you can imagine how difficult all this is. When you've got children involved, you know, it's alright separating when you've got no children. It's easy.
Yeah.
You know, but when you've got two children that loves mum and dad, that's when it gets very...
Got attachments.
Well, it gets hard, because, you know, it's just difficult. It's really, really hard, you know. But it was like living in a coffin for a couple of years last year, you know, when I was first away from my children. It is living away from everything I loved.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And I went through the deepest depression, you know, imaginable for a number of years, you know, because I had to get myself sorted out and get myself back on my feet again, you know.
Back on track.
And I didn't really feel like doing it again, you know, after, because I lost the family before that, you see, you know, and I'm just tired of it, you know, sort of working a number of years on my own life and my family, who I met, and then getting pushed out of it all.
And now I'm going to start all over again.
Yeah, you know, and I'm kind of like doing everything possible, trying to make my wife happy like you do. And she's not happy at the end of the day, you know, she's secretly trying to get rid of you and hope you're on your back, you know, and it's nothing worse, you know. And it was a surprise to me that when it did happen. But, like, so I went through the deepest depression. It was like, how, in a kind of way, being away from two children that I loved.
Yeah.
If you sort of mean. I mean, every time I'm with my children, it made me happy.
Yeah.
And when they were taken away from me, it made me angry. You can imagine. You know, so I had to live with anger. You know, and I still do to this day a little bit. You know, but because it's still not over. You know, a little bit. You know, but my daughter's come back to me now. And that's, you know, it's healing me, like I've said in the previous episode. You know, I'm making big progress in my life now because she's come back to me. You know, she's 25 years, and I'm not really seeing her much for 20 years. And she still loves me, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you can't sort of so, you know, stop custody of dad, you know, kind of way. You know, that's going to hurt children.
Yeah.
Whereas the father, it does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, I say, forget about all that, you know, because we're talking about improvements today. But, you know, like I didn't give up. I carried on.
Yeah.
And that's why I, you know, got a nice little home today, whatever, you know, and I'm still trying to make progress now, if you see what I mean. I think I would have been a lot better off that if my wife didn't chuck me out the castle I built, or if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
I was making great progress with her, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like it took me 13 years to get what I had with her, and then she just threw me out in a kind of way. And it, you know, I had to start again. But the thing about me, I don't give up.
Yeah.
And I'm positive every day.
Yeah.
I've always been positive, you know. But like I say, I did have 2 years of darkness, I suppose, 3, maybe 4, if you sort of mean.
Yeah.
It was hard, you know. Anyone loses
The
their
initial few years, you know, the initial few years are always the hardest. You know.
But I feel like it, you know, like
sometimes healing takes time. You know.
Well,
growth from the situation takes
honestly,
time.
my daughter knocked my daughter out, you know, like a couple of weeks ago, and it was like a big improvement to my life because I knew she was still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, now I can sort of feel happier in life, if you sort of mean, and just feel I can, because I'm happier. I've seen her now. I can. It's just a big improvement on my life. I can't explain it. You know, sort of make my next year is going to be a big improvement, if you sort of mean, because I'm not suffering anymore. I'm not seeing her, if you sort of mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, even if she went back to America
for
another year, it wouldn't upset me too much, if you sort of mean.
No, because you've seen her kind of reunited with her after all the
Yeah. So if you're with me.
And now you're in the equation as well. I think she would probably tell you anyway if she was, you know.
Yeah.
If
So,
you see what I mean.
you know, I love her and she loves me, you know, and I'm her dad, she's my daughter. You can't take that away.
No.
You know, I used to tell her stories every night and whatever. And mother pushed me away and then wants to get another man and try to get a better partner, basically, you know, and even changes their name, you know. It's no good. You know, the children grow up and they realise what mum done. That's the thing. That's what I think anyway. You know, like, so I've never hit my children. I've always loved them and taken them places and given them a good time, you know, and they got nothing bad to remember, you see. They just got love, you know. All I did with my wife was give her love, you know. I mean, I got angry when she used to throw me out, you know, whatever, yeah. You know, because anyone can get angry, you know, all you're doing is sort of loving each other, or trying, or doing this, doing that, you know. She's telling me to put tiles up and all this, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it, and I'm just getting on with my life. Next minute, she's giving me divorce papers, you know, and I'm thinking, what?
Yeah.
You know,
takes you by surprise.
Yeah, you know, it's like taking me for a ride, really, and I'm glad that, you know, that I went with her for another year, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
It could have taken me for another year out of me, of energy.
Yeah.
But so I got children out of her, you know, and I got to forgive her what she's done. I got to love her from a distance, and that's it. You know, I don't want to see her again.
No.
Meet new women, whatever, you know.
Yeah. Improve your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But say sometimes you meet someone and you think it's going to improve your life, but it doesn't.
It it doesn't. Sometimes it can bring you down in life.
Yeah.
Gotta be very careful who you date.
You could marry the wrong person.
Yeah. You gotta be careful who you date, to be honest. You know, that's a big part of life. You gotta be careful who you're choosing to be in a relationship with. You know,
and friends. You know, not just relationship.
Well,
you know,
yeah, and friends too, of course. That applies to friends too, of course. Yeah, your relationships in general in life.
But you make improvements in your life by choosing the right friends.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've got the right kind of people, well, like they say, there's the saying where it says, show me your 5 closest friends, and I'll tell you who you are and what and your future, kind of thing. Because they do say that the people that you spend the 5 most people that you spend your life with are the people that you become most like. If you see what I mean. So, yeah.
I must admit, I've had quite a few friends in my life. Yeah, since I was a very young boy. But you're the best person I've ever met.
Thank you, man.
The most sort of like me.
Thank you.
Like honest. Wanna improve yourself. You know that you're not the best, but you know. I can't explain it. You know, you've got no ego about you or anything. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people have got ego, or they think they're special, but you just got some sort of intelligence on you that I can't explain it. You know, it's a wisdom.
Yeah.
I can't explain.
Yeah.
Which I like. You know.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah.
It is wisdom after all, isn't it?
Really? Well, I think it's the understanding of, like I always say to people too. I always say to people, like, no matter how great you are as a person and how kind of successful you are and how far up the totem pole you kind of get in life, right? You should always treat everyone the same. You know, no matter who they are, where they're from, what they look like, what job they have, what religion they practice, whatever. It doesn't matter. Treat every single person with respect. You know, be polite, be respectful, and show them love. You know, be kind. You know, and that applies to anyone. You know, everyone is a human being. It doesn't matter how successful you are, or whatever the case. You know, how big your house is, what car you drive, how famous you are, how much money you've got in your bank account. In reality, all those things are great. Yeah. But what really defines a man is his character. And if that's a big thing. As a man, you have to work on your character. You have to be who you have to be who you say you are. So you've got to set a good example, and all the things that you claim to be. If you're one of these people that like to talk more than if you're one of these people that like to talk about who you are and these kind of things, if you claim to be a certain way, then you better be able to make sure that you can back that up. That you are those things, if you see what I mean. If you claim you're loyal, claim you're trustworthy, claim you're, hardworking, etc., etc., then you've got to be able to prove those things. It's actions speak louder than words, as they say. So, yeah, a lot of people procrastinate in life. A lot of people know what they should do, but don't always do it. If you see what I mean, or what they could achieve or accomplish if they were just to put a little bit more effort into it, a little bit more focus, a little bit more energy, a little bit more desire, a little bit more passion. They would get a little bit more ahead. They'd be a little bit further on in life than they would, they could kind of even imagine possibly. But a lot of people are lacking the drive, and the discipline that we always talk about as well. A lot of people lack discipline. They don't
believe in themselves either.
That too, they lack self-belief. But a lot of people know what they should do, but they aren't disciplined enough to do it. They lose focus very easily. They don't. So.
I mean, I feel personally quite proud of myself, and you got to feel proud of yourself. I feel in life, and I feel proud of myself because I can cook.
Yeah.
I just know how to do so many things. I don't know everything. Like I said, I don't want to know everything. Like I said, one thing I don't know is ice skating.
Yeah.
I don't really want to learn how to skate either. I'll
Yeah.
probably break my legs, at this age, being nearly 60.
Yeah.
So it'd be no good sort of trying to learn how to get good at that. And I accept that, you see. And I think that's another thing, sort of acceptance that you know that you're not
Yeah.
better than that person, or you know that you're not going to get as good as that person ever. Because I mean that sometimes these people have been sort of like learning since they were born, if you sort of mean, It took them a long time to get as good as they are, and you'll never get as good, because they learn from a child sometimes, But you just got to accept who you are, and don't compare yourself with anyone either, isn't it? Really, sort of like just work on your own life.
Yeah.
And that's all you can do in life, I feel. You can't work on anyone else. Well, you can. You can work on your children, so on. But to improve your life is working on your children, because if you work on your children, they're going to be better when they grow up. They're not going to be hard work to you, if you sort of mean. So if you're a good parent, your children are going to be no problem to you when they grow up. They're going to be very independent and know what they're doing, if you sort of mean.
Yeah, because they've had the right guidance.
So, you've got a wife not having anymore, and you kind of improve on your life by working on your wife a bit, and your wife works on you, and she works on the children somehow in her own little way, and so do you. And it's a happy little family kind of like trying to improve as much as they possibly can. It's no good if one of you starts getting a bit negative and starts arguing about something. Do you know what I mean? It's not improving.
It's not productive. No.
That's what I think anyway. I mean, it's like me and my wife. We weren't alike at the end of the day. We were just different. We had different interests for one, whatever. And like I said, she was hard of hearing. Another thing, couldn't hear me shouting even. And I think we all face different problems with different things. Some people are married to blind people or whatever. But I mean, I made progress when I was married for 13 years. I had 2 children, and I was working year after year, and I was putting food on the table year after year. Then suddenly my wife pushed me out, like I told you, to make progress on her own life.
Yeah.
Not mine, I was homeless,
Yeah.
And then I had to sort of make progress on my homeless situation, if you sort of mean, which I did. I'm not homeless today, am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 19 years ago, really, that happened, do you know what I mean? So I mean, it's just basically working on your own life and wanting to be better, I think. You have to want to be better.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You need
That's
to,
the thing.
You need to want to do it. It's like I say, if you give up, you're not going to get anywhere. It's when you might as well be dead, really, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, like, it's anything that's not growing or evolving or going forward, is either stagnant or dead, really, isn't it? You're not making any progress in any way, shape, or form, and it's just like you're not contributing anything to society, to yourself, anything. It's like you've got an existence for no existence, almost. Some people might call them a waste of space.
I think it's really the purpose of life, really, to sort of want to make progress, and improvements, really, on your own life. Because I think once you do start trying and wanting, that's when you start feeling happy in life.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's so many things you've got to improve with, I think there's just so many things. I feel like I'm improving every year with my manners. Like understanding things a little bit, like like I say, we're doing this philosophy channel now, and we're talking about different subjects, interesting subjects, and through it, I'm kind of like learning a little bit here and there, and improving on my own self in one way or another. Whether it's with being a bit kinder in life or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like I say, I think people need to understand these things, what love is, what kindness is, what anger is. I mean, I got angry the other day, right, because this lady attacked me.
Really?
I was feeding the
That
pigeons.
was funny, wasn't it?
Old lady come up to me and said, "Excuse me, why have you not feed the pigeons?" You know, and she's quite an old lady, and then she got suddenly put her stick up and hit my camera with it, knocked it back like that, you know, and I got angry, you know. And is it right to get angry? That's the thing, you know. Because I looked back afterwards, I thought I shouldn't have got angry.
Yeah.
You know, because you can deal with these situations without getting angry.
True. Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah.
You know, if you, because I flared up and I was sort of kind of like shouting her after she did it, do you know what I mean? And getting very angry with her in a kind of way, you know.
Lost control.
Well, yeah, you know, but I wasn't gonna harm her, do you know what I mean? You know, there's two angers, I think, you know, sort of anger where you want to punch someone down and beat them up, and anger where I think there's a right for anger. You know, like, you got a right to be angry, because I mean, if somebody hit you with a stick, would you be angry? Or would you just sort of like, oh, hello, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be angry, haven't you? But I think you've got to control your anger in a kind of way. And I feel like I need to work on my anger a little bit, you know, after that happened. It only happened 4 days ago, on Thursday, whatever.
Yeah.
And I looked at it afterwards and I thought, you know, maybe I overreacted, you know, looking at it. Because I was recording at the time, you know.
Yeah.
Because I was recording my pigeon movie. She didn't know I was recording, you see.
Yeah.
And then once I turned around, when she was talking to me, she realised I had a camera on her and she hit me with her stick because she didn't like the camera. And I said, well, you know, like, hang on, you know, I'm filming the pigeons here. You know, you should be hitting me with a stick, if you saw what I mean. So I did sort of flare up, if you saw what I mean. But I kind of like wish that I didn't flare up like I did. Because she only hit me with a stick. I thought she broke my camera, you see. And that's why I got really angry. But I kind of like I feel like I need to work on that one, you know, sort of like to improve my life. Like next time that happens, maybe I need to sort of like say, why did you do that? And you know, not flare up so much. So I feel like every year that goes by, I'm kind of improving one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if, you know, with computer knowledge, I'm learning every year that goes by.
Yeah.
And I think that's only because I don't give up. I try every
keep
hour.
going.
I try every hour. And sometimes I get tired, I go to sleep. I make sure I get my sleep, you know, and have a good sleep. And then I get up in the morning and then it's like work at it.
Yeah.
Work on all my problems again, you know, or what's the next problem?
Yeah.
Or I better clean the floor because I haven't been washed for a week or whatever, you know. And so on, you know, you just got to keep going, like you're running in a marathon.
Yeah.
I feel. So I felt like I wasted a few years of my time just being depressed, like living in a box in a kind of way. You know, I wish that I just could get going, because I would have been in further today if you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's your life. Don't give up.
Yeah. And time is so valuable, as we all know. That's the only thing you can't get back is time.
And it goes quick. Time.
And it goes quick.
Very quick.
So you can't get it back. So gotta make the most of it, you know. Yeah. I think that's sometimes people forget that one. You know, there's lots of things you can buy in life, but you can't buy more time. And that's where reality sets in and reminds you that you should spend more time with your loved ones, and spend time doing, trying to spend as much time doing the things that you love in life, and try doing all those things with the ones that you love as well, if you see what I mean, at the same time, and just try to enjoy as much of your life as possible. We've all got obligations. A lot of people have to work. Most people have to work. Most people have got kids and responsibilities, and etc. So yeah, it's just It's just about staying strong and keeping going. Having a good routine, and just also looking after yourself at the same time. Like you said, making sure you get enough sleep, making sure you're eating the right foods and looking after yourself. Making sure you get, especially as you get older, making sure you're getting your vitamins and your minerals and all these things that help you and keep you strong.
And try to learn something every day as well.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
very important.
yeah.
Um, and try to learn important things that will improve your life.
Benefit your life. Yeah.
Improve it, yeah.
Yeah.
Some things you learn, they don't improve your life.
Yeah.
Like some things that people learn are not even true.
Well, a lot of what people consume today, in terms of like celebrity culture and all this type of shit, has no purpose.
Not really.
There's all the information and stuff that people learn about all these people is absolutely worthless. There's nothing to it. It's just baseline information. You're not learning anything.
I think you can learn something by watching a good movie or something, and sometimes good documentary and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is a lot of useless information out there, and I just feel like that you really only need to learn the important things. Sort of how not to lie in life, how to be true to yourself, how da da da.
Well, true to yourself and true to others, essentially.
Well, that's it. Like what you are. If like if you're a liar to yourself. And then that's the way it all kind of works, really. If you're an angry person, you're going to be angry outside as well, and kind of like a mirror, like works. If you're happy,
Yeah.
you're going to be happy.
Yeah, it reflects that. Yeah.
And when I wake up, I'm happy.
Well, I always say to people though, I'm the type of person that I'm happy regardless. Like no matter.
Unless I've got toothache.
Unless I'm going like. Generally speaking, I'm always happy. Like even if I've got shit that's going on in my life that might not necessarily be the most favourable of things at that time, at whatever time, because obviously most of the time life is always great. Things pop up here and there, which is normal, just same as everyone else in life. But when things are happening or going on, I just kind of try and take it in my stride, mate. I try to just always be positive about it, take it in my stride and say, like, this is just another challenge that I need to overcome, another obstacle that I need to, step on and use as a stepping stone. Don't see it as an obstacle, but see it as a stepping stone towards the next goal or the next improvement. Or the next evolution. Every day you should be striving to try to evolve as a person.
I mean, last year I started another channel up, sort of just going around filming the birds really, but I do focus on pigeons because I find them funny. But when I first started, I sort of like, I wasn't very good at it. I wasn't very good at, I was kind of like good at it a little bit, but